Hey guys, welcome to another episode. Today's a very unplanned one. I was visiting my dad yesterday and we were talking about fishing, and he insisted that we should do a session today. I wasn't too keen on the idea, but the man insisted. We drove all the way to my place to fetch all of my gear and came back here. He's now woken me up very early this morning, and as you can see, I'm not anywhere ready to be hitting the road. But I guess it's a good opportunity for us to spend some time together, and hopefully we're going to be able to catch some fish. So let me get out of this bed and let's see what the day is going to produce for us.
Once I was able to drag myself out of bed, we were on the road and excited to fish together after a very long time. There were so many stories that my dad was sharing with me, and he brought back all the memories of our childhood family trips. We were on our way to Nanyana River Lodge, which is a venue where our family fished quite often, long before I knew about specimen angling. We were just going to fish for the day, but if we were lucky to get into some fish, then we were definitely going to consider staying the night. The journey felt so short because my dad had been entertaining me with all of his stories, from that one fish that got away, all the way to stories of some huge carp that he witnessed in the early 90s. Before we knew it, we had reached our destination and hoped that we were going to be in luck for a spot because we knew how busy the venue could get.
Just a quick update. We have arrived at Nanyana, but it's full. I don't think my dad realized that it's a long weekend, so there's a lot of guys that's going to be fishing. He's just gone in to see if there might be any spots available. Doesn't look like we're going to be fishing here.
Unfortunately, the venue was full, but my dad knew of a spot right next door known as Mudini Visvangoord. Mudini is situated on the Vaal River, directly next to Nanyana, and is currently being developed into an amazing resort that anglers are going to love. When we arrived, some of the spots were already taken, but we managed to find a swim and got our gear ready to catch some carp. It didn't take us long to get set up, and I was letting about to see if we could find some spots to fish on. Once I found some decent areas, I fed a basic particle mix in hopes that we could draw some carp into the swim. Now we were already nervous because the guys at Nanyana as well as Mudini had not caught any carp. In fact, they told us that only muddies seemed to be taking their bait. Now to be honest, hearing that information was a bit of sad news, but my dad and I tried to motivate each other, and we agreed to stick to what we know and just stay focused on catching some carp. It took a few hours, but eventually my dad was rewarded with the first carp of the session. It's also been quite a while since my dad got into a fish, so although this wasn't a monster, it was more than welcome in his net, and I could see the relief in my dad's face when he held up that fish for the first time. Once that fish was released, my dad gave me a nod and I knew it meant we were going to stay the night. So we got our lines prepped again and we were determined to catch some more fish. My dad's fish was caught on a krill pop-up from Stealth Baits, so we decided to change all of our rods over to that in hopes that some more carp would be in the mood for some krilly goodness. Once the rods were baited, wrapped up, and the traps were set for the night, we sat back and waited patiently for some nighttime action.
Okay, so we were just about getting ready to go to bed and my right hand rod started screaming. I didn't expect to get a bite at this time. It's about, I think, just after 8. So this fish took on the krill pop-up. Come on, boy. Okay, this carp is not happy. Please, you gotta work with me. Let's just take a few pictures, please. Just a few pictures. Let's just show everyone how beautiful you are. Please, 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 please. Okay, we're gonna try this. Okay, here we go. What a beautiful common. I'm actually quite surprised to catch this on the river, and especially right here in front. I didn't expect this at all. In fact, I wasn't really too keen on using the krill pop-up. Not one of my favorites, but when my dad pulled out his fish earlier today, I decided to change all of my rods, just to have something bright on the hook, and look at the result. Definitely a good change. and really quite happy with this carp. Okay, let's get him back in. I'm not sure if we're going to get any more bites. Even if we don't, this was an unexpected session, so I'm more than happy. Take a look at this.
An unexpected session it was, but unfortunately that fish was the only action for the night, so my dad and I decided to get some sleep until we were awoken by the sound of my gizmo alarms.
Justin! There we go. Got him.
And so the fish that kept me up early hours of this morning, another carp that's not very happy. Looks like these carp don't really like to take pictures. Okay, I had him in a sling. We caught it very early this morning, so he's got a lot of time to recover, all full of life. Stunning carp. I'm really quite surprised. When we got to Nonyana yesterday, my dad was talking to a couple of the anglers and nobody seemed to have caught carp. There was a lot of muddies being caught. There was no sign of carp yesterday. When we got to Mudini, the guys that were fishing here as well said no carp were caught. But I guess we were just lucky this time around, catching a few stunning ones. So it's made the session all the worthwhile. Once again, another carp to have fallen to the krill pop-up. As I mentioned earlier on in the session, I wasn't really a fan of the krill pop-up, but it's definitely changed my mind this time around. So if you haven't gotten to using the stealth krill pop-up, I would strongly suggest that you do so.
And so the session had come to an end. After releasing the fish, my dad and I took a moment just to reflect on the session before it was time to head home. This really was an unexpected session with great results. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next adventure.